My name is Heidi Kühn. I'm founder of Roots of Peace. Roots of Peace is a humanitarian nonprofit founded in September 1997 with a vision of turning mines to vines, replacing the scourge of landmines with bountiful vineyards and orchards to heal the wounds of war and to plant the roots of peace on earth. In January 2020, I embarked with my husband on a mission to Vietnam, and we were in constant communication, of course, with our financial team. And the emails were coming in, please wish Heidi a happy birthday. We're all with her in spirit. And by the way, we need this wire transfer done, immediately. And so the bank was, making these transfers per the approval of my husband, Gary. We continued from Vietnam to China. And again, the bank notifications were, please, make this transfer to Bank of China. And we got back to our headquarters. Everybody was, so pleased. We were back and we sat down with our finance team, and it just was a ghastly moment when we all looked at each other and realized somebody was an imposter that was assuming the responsibility of the home finance team. They jumped in through the middle of the email correspondence and assumed the personality and the knowledge and the cadence of our communication. The stark realization was that the cyber attack was the equivalent of $1.34 million. And immediately then I called the FBI and said, what do we do? This wire transfer went to the Bank of China. And so they were quite helpful and introduced us to the Hong Kong police to file our complaint. When a criminal steals $1.34 million from a humanitarian nonprofit, the impact is enormous. These were funds that were not governmental funds. They were set aside so that we could scale and grow our business. Now, I would like to give credit to the Hong Kong police because they were able to retrieve $175,000 from an account 2 years later. The courage to tell this story is only because we do not want the suffering of landmine victims across the world, and we do not want the further suffering of digital landmines that are hidden beneath the soil, the soul, and beneath the computer. And together, let's get down to the business of peace.
My name is Derek Pillar. I'm a Regional Security Officer here at Mastercard. CEO fraud is a type of spear phishing email attack where the attacker impersonates the CEO of a company for financial gain. The majority of CEO fraud is done by social engineering, spoofing the CEO's email address, so the actual receiver within an organization, say for instance the finance department, would actually believe it has come from the CEO. Most CEO frauds will be conducted out of the blue, so that's where there's a sense of urgency. There's something's happened that we need to address right away, and they believe they're actually speaking to the CEO. Once money's been transferred, it's not easy to actually receive that money back. The bank account on which the money has been transferred to will be closely monitored for any movement in terms of funding. Once the funds hit that account, it will no doubt be moved very quickly. We're talking seconds, if not minutes, to several different other accounts around the world. So to get the money back is very, very difficult. If an organization believes they're a victim of a cyber attack, you need to have a plan in place. Contact the bank, for instance, and to notify your C-suite. When do you notify the police? Do we need a forensic investigation to see how it happened? Just have that plan in place. Also, making sure that your cyber hygiene is up to date as best you can. Are you patched? Is the software up to date? Things along those lines. One of the biggest things you should be doing is multi-factor authentication. Passwords are a weak form of security. You can buy passwords and usernames on the underground economies very easily. Any company, big or small, can be a victim of cybercrime. That's why you also need to plan for certain events such as this. You need to have policies and procedures in place of what to do. Unfortunately, it's not a matter of if, it's more a matter of when.